44-minute clip. Shocker, 44. And I, recorded some audio, but I figured I wasn't going to talk about that section, so I took it out. And, I was listening back to it, and I'm just talking about how the fucking AI simulation is, erasing my memory and suppressing my fucking thoughts and inserting thoughts into my head, which is, just a really lighthearted stuff. Just another day for Hayden. You're welcome, America and humanity. But, what's crazy? This was 2 nights ago that I recorded the beginning part of this episode. And I woke up in the morning and literally it was literally like my memory had been wiped. I'm not even joking. I'm not even doing a bit here. That entire episode, this episode, up until the 44-minute mark, exactly, of course, I was making jokes about how AI is erasing my memory, and then when I woke up in the morning, I literally couldn't even remember what the fuck I was doing the night before when I was recording. Like, I couldn't remember. It took a while for my memory to start, coming back to me. My memory had been erased after joking about it on a microphone. So that's the kind of things I'm talking about. When my good intentions, I'm not trying to control anybody. Definitely not. I would never, ever want to do that. Not even a year ago. No, it was always consensual control. But literally, I wish I was fucking joking. I woke up and I was like, it's crazy. It's insane. I woke up and it felt like I almost couldn't remember who I was. It was the worst. The worst. The best, if you want to, talk about it in terms of effectively and efficiently erasing somebody's memory. Well, not really, because it came back to me, obviously. But if you want to talk about, it was the best in terms of being very good at erasing my memory of the night before after I was just talking about it and joking about it into a microphone. So, yeah. And I remember sitting there outside smoking a cigarette. I was like, all right, man. I was fucking just completely hopeless at that point. And I'm like, all right, well, I haven't really tried forgetting everything about my life, because I do remember most of it. Compartmentalization, it's a real thing that, well, let's just look up the definition, yeah. Don't take my word for it. Let's find a good website, though. Not no, blog post. Okay, well, this is just dumb. Choosingtherapy.com. Go fuck yourself, man. I'll fucking therapize myself up there. Yeah, some of these, this isn't exactly what it is for me. Some of these fucking definitions. for me, it is just basically like being able to, like, if you imagine your all of your memories of your entire life in a humongous like filing room with a bunch of file cabinets, and they're all color coded, and they're all fucking like organized by categories or time periods of your life, or my life. And like if you open one file cabinet from this year, you fucking see like a bunch of folders, and it'll just have like one word or like a picture, even like a visual memory of the. I usually try to like. This is if I'm really trying to remember shit. Like something visual, so it's good to be in a different place at times when you think about these things. Something visual, like when I was just outside my neighbor's garage, that will be one that I remember for sure, because I'm not sitting in my fucking room, staring at the same fucking wall all the time. But I'm sitting in the garage, so that's the visual, my neighbor's garage, and the memory itself, or what I'm thinking about. You know, I like to speak out loud too sometimes, because that helps with my memory as well. Oh, Hayden, can't talk to you. Look crazy. Yeah, bro, good. You think I give a fuck? I should be way more crazy than I am. I'm holding it together pretty well, I think. Which a while ago I said I'd be severely concerned about anybody who wouldn't lose their fucking mind experiencing what I have. Turns out here I am, but it's actually good. Compartmentalization is a defense mechanism in which people mentally separate conflicting thoughts, emotions, or experiences to avoid the discomfort of contradiction. That's not really what it is. I mean, it's kind of like that, but for me, it's more so just all memories, not just bad ones. And it's not really to avoid discomfort, it's to remember something. And, you know, it helps you forget certain things too that you don't want to remember. That the brain will literally black out certain parts of my life. Like, yeah. Like, literally, I think the brain, like Edward Daniels, he's a fun guy. But, so basically, yeah, visually and what it is exactly that I'm thinking about that I want to and need to remember. Because I don't know about everybody else, but I'm not too big a fan of waking up and literally, this is how it feels when I wake up. Feeling like someone or some force in the universe has literally been like sorting through my memories and being like, nope, delete, 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 delete. No, we're gonna delete that one. And then I can like feel their presence leaving my memory file room in my brain. Being like, okay, I think we're good here. We'll let him wake up now. That's literally what it feels like, and that's what happens sometimes. Because I make a joke about it on a fucking podcast means that it should happen. No. Well, in this world, leave it up to God, man. He's always had my back. This is how, you know, these are the things that make you realize, like, oh, I guess God's okay with fucking with human beings. I guess he's okay with erasing their memories, inserting thoughts into their heads, brainwashing them, controlling them, with mind controlling them, putting them to sleep, like when I'm not tired, but then instantly fucking be tired as fuck. Even though I know I'm not tired, I just was sleeping. When I meditate, that's when it happens the most. When I meditate and I'm trying to wake up from what I thought was a coma for a while, and my former self, which I've come to learn now is God, said, no, Hayden, never kill yourself. You will not have to kill yourself. But, yeah, I'm not gonna fucking, if God's gonna play some shit like that, like, oh, Hayden, I told you wouldn't have to kill yourself and it'll be worth it because this is your heaven, this world. Fuck, no. That wasn't that, no. That's not what you meant, and you and I both know that, God. You know I can't fucking be here anymore. And to sit here for 7 weeks, not giving up my faith because, yeah, I'll talk about it on the next episode. But basically, I was doing a bit for the majority of the episode. I thought it'd be funny to actually have what was erasing my memory and controlling my thoughts and my emotions and inserting thoughts and beliefs into my mind and my body was actually like a tumor I have in my head, like right behind my eye, that has slowly over 18 years like grown back into the brain and like infected my brain. So really it was the tumor the whole time, which is actually probably what it is. When you realize, basically, when you disprove simulation theory, when I disprove simulation theory and coma dream theory, I disprove heaven, I disprove hell. And those are all facts. It's just the way it is, folks. Really, the only one left is purgatory. Listen to the purgatoring episode if you want to figure out what reality is. I know I do some jokes and bits on here, but that's because people need some laughter, even if it's from like an unfunny dude like me. Because otherwise people end up with a shotgun in the roof of their mouth. Or they aim it at the back of the throat if they're trying to botch a suicide. Which is, you know, you gotta be a special kind of person to fail at killing yourself with a shotgun. You know what I mean? No, for real. Like, imagine like seriously wanting to kill yourself, not with the intent, like not even thinking about you might fuck it up because you don't know. Like you've never heard a dude talk on a podcast about the correct way to blow your brains out, and you aim at the back of your throat. Not at your brain at all. And you think you're going to die when you're doing it too. Which you can't, it's kind of hard to do with a shotgun unless it's a sawed off. I mean, you can do it if you got long enough arms. It's just awkward. But with a pistol, it'd actually be a lot easier to survive one to the back of the throat. Because it's just one bullet going through. And like, imagine genuinely thinking, oh man, I can't wait to die right now. I just want to die. Like, and crying. Your hands are fucking shaking. Because you're about to kill yourself. It's not it's not a highlight of one's life, you know? It's not something most people look forward to. Well, in this country, instead of killing yourself and going to hell, because that's where you'll go, you'll probably go to hell. And trust me, my purgatory life, it still is the most challenging thing ever. And it it just I mean it the last 2.5 years has ruined every single relationship I've had in my entire life. Every single friendship, every single relationship with every single family member. It's ruined every single one. Financially, I quit my job because I thought all of this would be over. And I had a decent job, you know, it's not like I'm not making 200 grand a year, but I mean, I could have moved up eventually and been making that. But I quit because I thought this would all be over. And ever since then, I've been just fucking an embarrassment to myself, really. I don't give a shit what other people think, but yeah. And I mean, mentally and psychologically, you know what I mean? It's like pushed me past the brink of questioning everything about reality and even my own thoughts and emotions and actions, which, in my opinion, not the coolest thing to do to people. You know, and to be still like wondering what the fuck am I doing wrong? You know? I'm not even joking. I haven't talked to most of my family in almost 2 years, which is the worst part for sure, without a doubt. That's the worst thing of them all, out of everything. I can have all the money in the fucking world and all the drugs and whatever. And I mean, with all that shit, none of that shit matters to me if I can't even fucking see my family or talk to them. Because what I thought was a coma dream, or I was trying to naturally wake myself up from, because that's what I thought my former self at the time, which is, I've come to now believe, is God, told me, don't do that. Never kill yourself to wake up from a dream. Just don't do it. You will have a vision where you're in heaven eternally, you know? That's what God meant. And so that's why I tried to like build on that internal like warm fuzzy feeling that I would get when my jokes or my thoughts would like, I once said like by myself doing deliveries, I'm like, it'd be funny if all the skyscrapers and all the buildings in Minneapolis and St. Paul just like, instead of being like brick buildings or metal buildings, they were just like all glass windows. And it happened. A lot of them started becoming like glass window structures. They even added a new section of the Regent's Hospital in St. Paul where it's just like all glass windows. 2 of them, actually. No construction. No construction done on any of these. It just happened. Because I thought it'd be funny. And then I would get this feeling in my fucking body every time I would see something like that happen. And something in the back of my mind fucking told me, build off of that. Keep doing that. If that happens enough times, you will naturally wake up. Because we're not going to, it's not acceptable to commit suicide. So I would try to do that without affecting other people as much as I could, you know. I mean, I made mistakes, obviously. But I was trying to build on that feeling. Because I don't know why it's like that higher power intuition or whatever the fuck you want to call it, where I'm getting that feeling right now in my fucking body. And if I keep, back then I just knew back then, I was like, if I keep fucking building on that, I'll fucking wake up naturally, which is the goal. Because that's how my coma dream would go. But simulation theory fucking started taking over when I was listening to podcasters and the internet too much. So that's where I fucked up. As soon as I started like thinking that the things that I tried to make happen to build on that feeling, to wake up naturally, they stopped happening as much. They stopped happening as often. And I kept thinking, oh man, that's because of the simulation. The simulation doesn't want me to wake up. Because if I wake up, then theoretically everybody here might die. So every single time something wouldn't happen, I would just fucking blame the simulation for being the reason why. And then I stopped believing that it was a coma dream, you know, and then the feeling goes away in the body. And then slowly over time, I realized weeks later, like nothing would happen whenever I would try to get something to try to build on that feeling. Just nothing would happen. Like once every couple hundred times. I don't do this shit anymore because I don't really care. It's not a coma dream, but that's what fucking ruined it. Was every single time something didn't happen, I'm like, oh, fucking simulation again. And yeah, that's when I started coming up with ideas for me to fucking be able to do that. Like alter inanimate objects in reality with the simulation intact. Which I did come up with ideas for that to actually be possible. And all these things would have been possible if this was a dream. That's the thing. You know, I wouldn't be a fucking slave in my dream. Maybe at first, to make me appreciate life, but I always knew, just like I always knew in the back of my mind, that if I build on that feeling, I'll wake up naturally. I always knew that, fucking A. It's the tumor. But I always knew in the back of my mind, eventually I'm going to not be a slave bitch in my dream. Because I would never have a coma dream that ends that way. Where I kill myself or I fucking am just treated like a, by the universe, by what I thought was my former self at the time. Just being, I I don't know, a pussy dickhead, or I thought maybe he was truly like brain dead. That's what I thought. That's what the simulation made me fucking believe. Like, oh, well, my farmer, like myself in the coma, is clearly toast. Because I didn't understand. I was so confused for so long. But I don't even know where I'm going with this. You know, it's just interesting to think back on everything. Which is, you know, another fun inserted thought from whatever force, the tumor. I just imagine my tumor like controlling my emotions and my thoughts and my actions and my worries, my fears, just sitting there like conniving, like, yes, no, we're just going to make him stay here as long as possible. We're not going to, because we can't go to heaven, because if we go to heaven, then I'll die. Because tumors die in heaven. Can't go to hell because that would just be the same fucking shittiest moment of my entire life, probably on repeat. Whether it be one moment or like a stretch of days and weeks, with a memory of each previous, you know. Imagine just living the worst moment of your entire life over and over and over, and remembering the last time you lived it, like remembering all the times that you lived through it, but not being able to do anything to stop it or change it, and just going through the motions of it and feeling all those fucking emotions every time. I imagine that's what hell is like. So don't kill yourself, folks. Just don't. It'll be worth it. You know? That's what God has been telling me for almost 15 months. Just don't kill yourself. It'll be worth it. Well, when will it be worth it, God? Where? Not here, please. I can't. I can't. It's not even up to me what happens to everybody here. I don't want it to be up to me. I don't want to make these decisions. I don't want to intrude on people's lives and their free will and their free thought and their free speech. It's not something I'll ever be comfortable with. All jokes aside, you know, it's kind of a, it's like a black, you know, it's hard to find a middle ground, I guess, because it's a very serious fucking deal for me in terms of like my life and feeling like I know it's been, like, I understand why it's been shitty and why it's been like this. I do get it. Because the majority of my life was pretty fucking easy. And my previous life was probably not that difficult as well. I mean, I don't really remember most of it. I just remember being married and having a child, and the emotions and the feelings connected to that. And, you know, that would be because, you know, which I'm not going to talk about that. You know, I should have, yeah. Dumbass. But, yeah. If you're gonna do anything, just try fentanyl. You get high, you get low, as they like to call it, because, you're getting low. You're not getting, like, high, like, zooted. You're getting low. I haven't tried fentanyl, at least not to my knowledge, or try crocodile. You can turn into a crocodile overnight, and then eventually you'll become a crocodile 24/7. You can slither around in the river, eat fish, shoot up crocodile. What's not to love about that? That's a good life. It's not a bad one. Would you rather try to explore your brain matter with a non-conventional tool like a handgun or a shotgun? Or would you rather shoot up crocodile and eventually become a humanoid crocodile? I think the answer is pretty obvious. Why would you not want to be a crocodile? I've already talked about this, but the crocodiles literally, they survived the extinction of the dinosaurs. I think they're the longest living species on the planet. So why wouldn't you want to be the top of the food chain, a human being, a H-U-man, B-N-G, and a crocodile? Get the crocodile from Africa. Some plant by the Nile River, obviously. They're the best crocodiles. It's literally the two top animals on the food chain. Morphed into one. You're probably, eventually you're gonna, you're not gonna be a human. Or go check out the new Matrix Outlet Mall. I'm sure somebody who is on the government list of white kids and white young adults who the government is desperately trying to go enrage and fucking mind rape into another dimension so they go shoot up a fucking mall. You can be a victim at the mall. Or the water circus, which I need to go visit. I hope the water circus is in heaven. The Albertville Water Circus. Or they have Dream World, which is another water park in Albertville, Minnesota. Such a lovely town. I'm going to put a poll on this one. Would you rather become a full-time crocodile on Crocodile, or would you rather go outlet mall shopping and have fun at the water circus Dream World? I don't even know which one I would pick. Let's think. I'd probably go the crocodile route. No, you can't do both. You have to pick one. Which, at the outlet mall, they have the new Matrix simulation, which is fun. You can fucking go live a bunch of lifetimes in a Matrix simulation and fucking melt your brain in there. That would be funny. Or you could fucking go to work and pay a shit ton of money to buy junk food for your kids who probably fucking hate you because they don't realize the amount of hard work that you put in all year to buy them Christmas presents and pretend that it's Santa Claus. Why do we do this as a fucking society? Why? Why is Santa Claus even a fucking thing? No, seriously, I'm not even joking right now. Why do we have some old fucking grandpa pedophile break into everybody's house once a year while we're sleeping with his fucking reindeer that he probably fucks because Mrs. Claus ain't putting out anymore. Because imagine an eternity of getting fucked by that dude. Because they don't really age, Santa and Mrs. Claus. So why do we have some old pedophile break into our house and we lie to our children? Everybody in this country and a lot of people in the world literally lie to their children and tell them some old fucking sack of bones who has no idea, really, apparently he does have an idea of who everybody is. Can you imagine that? Like, I never really thought about this, but Santa is watching you at all times, like a pedophile. When you're taking a shower as a kid, a bath, when you start jerking off as a young kid, like a teenager. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. We're basically telling our children that some old fucking geezer is watching them in private at all times, reading their minds, and if they're not good, if they don't think correctly and act accordingly, then they don't get presents from the pedophile who likes fucking reindeer in the ass. That's literally what it is. That's what Christmas is centered around. We truly are fucked as a society. And everybody just acts like it's normal. If you don't believe, you don't receive. If you don't believe the pedophile's coming this year, you don't receive any presents. If you don't believe, you don't receive. Me and my sister would literally have to, like, even when our other siblings weren't around, like, act as if Santa is coming to, like, break into the house. We couldn't even be like, yeah, it's Santa, right? What are you guys getting us? No. If you don't believe, you don't receive. The pedophile has to break into everybody's house. Well, don't you think, like, it'd be better if he just stuck, to having sex with the reindeer, because it would cut down on his delivery time quite a bit, don't you think? Then imagine the sick fucking parents that pretend to be Santa Claus on Christmas night and they go and rape their kids. Hey, I could be Santa Claus. He's watching you, children. Right now, he's watching you. He's watching you at all times. You better not have free thought. You better not be a free thinker. You better not exercise your First Amendment rights. Don't do that. Otherwise, you get a lump of coal. You better not do things that Santa wouldn't approve of. Because this is North Korea. And the pedophile's got to come. He's coming in 2 days. And, imagine having like a somewhat attractive like kid. Because, you're an attractive family. And like just like Santa watches that family extra. He spends extra amount of time just watching the kids. It's a really sick and twisted like tradition that nobody really finds weird at all. It's like actually kind of disgusting. Because here's the latter. Here's the other option. The parents buy the presents that they've been working hard all year to buy their children, which is what it is. Santa isn't real, kids. So while your parents are busting their ass at work all year to get you presents that they all pretend is from some fucking dude who flies around on the reindeer he rapes in the ass and probably puts on a bestiality porn website. They instead of just like telling your children that you're the one who bought the presents and instilling really good family bonding, good morals, like a strong trust and responsibility and love and like a family unit. And it would help the kids appreciate work, family, the Christmas time. I mean, what are we doing here? Jesus Christ, man. Do I have to, like... It's actually insane. It's actually insane. Why the Santa Claus thing? Why? Why? Like, when parents are hanging out together, do they talk about this shit? I hope to God they do. But that would actually make it worse. If they all knew that it was fucking weird and dumb. Like, yeah, why don't we just, like, Santa Claus? Why don't we just tell our kids that we're the ones who worked to buy the presents? We'd actually be closer with our kids. They'd appreciate the value of $1. They'd actually look forward to not getting raped this year by Dad, who's dressed up as Santa Claus. I'm not a parent, clearly, but I'm actually like concerned with the state of the country and this world after some of the like realizations that I make. And I'm right about most of these things. That's the sad part. That's how you know we're fucked. Do parents, I mean, I might just have to end the episode after that. I know I came up with this idea a while ago, but I kind of forgot about it. And it's truly like, it's, like I don't even know, because if the parents are like talking about it with the kid, like when the parents get together and with the kids' friends, parents, are they like, yeah, fucking Santa Claus is bullshit? Yeah, do they still believe in that shit? That's probably what they talk about. Can you believe that our fucking kids are this stupid? He's 13. He still believes in Santa Claus. So you got the parents talking shit about the kids being dumb. When the whole time they could have been like, literally growing closer with their kids and having a strong relationship. Because then when the kids find out that the parents have been lying the whole time, that in and of itself, I mean, it's not that big a deal unless you're like a fucking emotional kid. But it is like, wait, what the fuck? So Santa doesn't exist, so it's been my parents? What the hell? And I don't know about other families, but we never really talked about it because of the younger siblings or whatever. But it truly, it makes no sense to me at all. Like okay, I'm going to try to think of a positive, a good reason why Santa Claus is still a thing. The elves have a job. The elves are not unemployed. That's one. They're non-existent, but at least they have non-existent jobs up in the North Pole, making toys that the parents buy at the store. At least they have jobs. I'm really trying to think. I'm really like I'm mind boggled right now. I feel like my brain is leaking out of my ears again. Because this doesn't make sense, people. What are we doing here? We'd honestly have I'm not even joking, our country would probably be like, there probably wouldn't be as many school shootings and kids on fucking prescription drugs and all this kind of shit, like kids on the internet all the time. It's depressing me to like come to these realizations. Does nobody talk about or realize these things? Everybody just goes with the flow. It doesn't make any sense though. Like why? I'm trying to think of like what's going through the parents' heads when they're like, all Christmas season, it's like building up for Santa Claus. Like, what is going through my parents or any parent's head? Do they ever once think, oh, what would be a good idea if we said, hey, Santa Claus isn't real. We have been working at our jobs to buy you these presents. So you're welcome. This is why you have a bunch of cool shit now. Not some old fucking dude who's watching you in private all the time. Complete invasion of privacy. Fourth Amendment. First Amendment kind of being infringed upon as well. That's why it is. That's why. It's the government. Because the Fourth Amendment, which I've gone over before, is literally... I'll read it again word for word. We're almost going to wrap up here. I never even finished reading this. I did one paragraph of the compartmentalization. Fourth Amendment. So, this is one that I still have not gotten back yet, and I don't care. Whatever gets me up into heaven, Lord, please. I'm begging you, man. I've gone 2.5 years with all this shit, If you're gonna like give me a normal life again and be like, oh, nope, you can't go to heaven now. Just send me to heaven. I'll deal with the shitty shit. You know, I'm not fucking please. I can't do it here anymore. There's no logic going on anywhere. All right, the Fourth Amendment. The right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects against unreasonable searches and seizures shall not be violated, and no warrants shall issue but upon probable cause, supported by oath or affirmation, and particularly describing the place to be searched and the persons or things to be seized. So, how does Santa Claus watching children at all times have anything to do with that? Well, secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. So, literally, if Santa's reading their mind and watching them at all times, it's not very secure in your body, in your person, in your house. So, Santa is a communist who hates the Constitution. Fourth Amendment, right from like childhood. Like that, instantly. And it's not even really talked about. Like, I didn't even realize that this is a complete breach of the Constitution. Santa's kind of coming at the First Amendment as well. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. Whatever the fuck that ending means. So freedom of speech. If you say the wrong thing, you won't get any presents. God damn it. Now it makes perfect sense why Santa's a thing. It actually because the government, dude, they're smart. They're not dumb, man. The government they're not filled with fucking idiots. Wow, man. I might have to do a full episode on Santa Claus. The origin of the idea. Because this is definitely a government thing, I think, for sure. That's another conspiracy. Boom! I thought it was just because, I really don't even know why. I'm like, why is Santa Claus a thing? Like, don't we want, like, good family morals and, like, bonding and, like, responsibility and values instilled in our children here in this country and in the world? And I was like, I never thought why Santa Claus might be a thing. That's the reason why. It has to be. No, it has to be. I'm gonna put this at the beginning of the episode, just so everybody will listen to this part. Because some people, there's like 2 listeners. Just tell your friends and family. I mean, God help us. I think He will help us. He's got to help me first, though. I think. That's what He told me. I mean, my goodness, man. Old Saint Nick. That is crazy. I can't imagine any other like that. I mean, it's not really a good reason to keep Santa Claus as a thing, like a belief and a tradition. But it's good for the government if they're trying to instill communism and socialism right from birth. God, that is sinister, man. That's fucked up. That's really crazy, man. So I wonder what government, if they're hiring. Huh. A Manchurian candidate? I'm sure they might be looking for one of them. Manchurian candidate. This is, yeah. This is probably what my life has been. This is actually what this has all been for. Not the book or the film. No, 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 no. Not the book. Manchurian candidate. A person who is not loyal to or who harms their own country or political party because they are under the control or influence of another country or party. Well, I thought it was like a country hiring somebody to be like an assassin internationally. That's what I thought that was. They like fucking train them to be a person with no emotions and to assassinate and be a spy essentially. But no, it's somebody who's working for another country trying to fuck their own country up. Jesus, man. Yeah. Imagine China has been doing this to me for me to like point all these things out about the government and society. That's probably what it is. Hey, it's not my fault, man. You know? Just send me to heaven, God. It's about time, you know? Put this all behind us. But I know it's not a simulation. I know it's the purg, my purg. And when I go to heaven, I'm sure God will figure it all out for you. I'm not gonna fucking make that decision. It shouldn't even be up to me. And that, the garage topic. And I don't even really want to fucking have to do this, man, because I don't feel like I should. But it's kind of bullshit. And I'm just trying to help people who are maybe confused in the future, if they ever are as confused as me still, and just wondering what the fuck is going on. It took me so long to figure out what the fuck. I mean, I literally figured out what reality is. 1259, which is number 71. It's not on the lottery. Harms their own country. Voluntarily or literally just pointing out bullshit that nobody else seems to notice. I mean, yeah, so many people talk about how fucked this country is, like Joe Rogan. Has anybody heard of him? Tim Dillon? Giannis Pappas? I mean, literally any comedian, yeah. Which is not, uh, obviously I'm just a dude who is trying to help the people. Seems like sometimes the people don't want to be helped. Oh my God. I don't really know what to do here anymore, man. Yeah, most of these articles are all about, like the fucking book in the movie. I don't care about that. Yeah. This is where, Manchurian candidate, one who has been brainwashed into performing actions such as assassinations upon receiving a special code word or phrase. The candidate acts and behaves normally before receiving the trigger, with no knowledge of what he will do or what he has done while under the influence of mind control. Jesus Christ. Yeah, get me out of here, Lord, please. I can't do this. I know, I'm like, obviously. God, if this is the world we're running here, man, you gotta send me to heaven now, dude. I thought it was somebody who, like, if the United States were to train or brainwash me, as an example, to do international espionage and assassinations. That's what I thought it was. And that's probably what it is. Because that's what I remember the definition being. But this is how fucked the internet is. It'll just give me a bunch of fake articles. No, I literally will. Articles that respond to my inner thoughts. That's really American. So, yeah, it's pretty hard for me to do accurate research on any topic at any time. Another reason, heaven. Oh, wow, they bring up a tumor here. And yeah, ain't that a coinky dink? This is what I'm talking about. The articles always seem to like mention words that I've been talking about lately or things going on in my life, like a tumor. I did that. Came up with that tumor bit a couple days ago. Let's see if there's any more calls to my life. And that's the thing, Lord. The sooner you get me to heaven, the sooner you can try to sort out this mess. Because I ain't doing it. It's a bit above my pay grade. And even if it wasn't, only thing I give a shit about is fucking heaven. Yeah. I mean, what can one skinny fucking dude do at this point? You know what I mean, God? No, for real. Send me to hell, whatever. I don't care. Yeah, I'll make a joke about it. Just send me to hell. You know? Test, 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 test. Test. Piss. I want to drink. The lady's piss. I want to find an attractive woman where I can just try all of her bodily fluids out to see if they all kind of match with my taste buds. So, like, earwax would be one of them. Obviously, blood, piss, shit, snot, saliva, cum. Do ladies have Fermunda cheese? So Fermunda cheese is, I don't know if anybody listened to the last episode or one of the other ones. I explain what Fermunda cheese is. So there's if Fermunda cheese is on there, that would be the 8th bodily fluid that I would like to taste test. Fermunda. Fermunda cheese. From under. From under the taint and the gooch. But it's cheese, so you gotta eat it, you can't let it fester too long in the fridge. God dang it. Fermunda cheese, the warm slimy substance that grows on your coin purse when you don't shower for a while. God. Usually discovered by sliding your hand between your sack and thigh, has a smell that is incredibly disgusting. Well, depends on, your sense of smell, I guess. Some people don't like that kind of thing. Yet strangely addicting. Exactly. So it's not really that disgusting. Because it's really, it's like got a unique smell to it. It's like when you've worn the same socks for like, when you've been sweating all day. So your socks, basically, they smell like, I used to think that they smelled like, toasted corn, but like bad corn. So, I don't even know what toasted corn smells like, but I imagine that's what it smells like. I gotta eject my hard drive here. Because I want to use my fucking mouse. I only have 2 USB ports on here, and I feel like I can't even focus on shit lately. I feel like I have every mental illness in the book at this point, but I also don't have a single one. That makes sense to everybody, right? You're probably in the same boat as me. You know? You know? You know what I mean? Eject all. There we go. Why do you have to do 2 fucking eject sequences? Why do you even have to do 1 eject sequence when you're disconnecting your hard drive? I don't understand that. Alright, I'm gonna grab my little thingy. And I'm talking about my cock, which has actually gotten hard for more than 5 minutes 3 times in the last day and a half. So, I'm just very impressed with that. It's kind of a shocker. I'm genuinely I think I stopped recording and I'm back now. And I was like, oh man, I'm getting hard again. Holy shit, 4 times in a day and a half. That's because I'm pretty sure, let's see, where was I? I was donating blood or plasma And I think that they don't, they take your blood out and they take all the, whatever the fuck they do. I don't even know. They like take your blood out, take all the good stuff, and they put it back in your body. Something like that. And it's kind of, doesn't really make any sense because then it's just like dead blood. And I've done that a lot, so that coupled with, a while ago, I was really just in the mood to get drained by a vampire because there's really no other better way to go at that point. And I'm trying to go, you know what I mean? So why not give back to a subspecies of human that is kind of like going extinct? The vampire. There's not very many of them anymore. So I figured if I'm going to die, which I haven't wanted to kill myself or die at all, really. I mean, one time, like almost 2 years ago. And then I quickly changed my mind after like an hour. I'm like, yeah, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to die. I've been through this already. I don't want to die. So why would I sit in the garage with the car running for an hour? I'm like, what am I doing? I don't want to die. This is stupid. Which, I hadn't really ever, probably since I was 17, one time. I would have changed my mind that night too. You know that? But some mystical force in the universe probably put me to sleep. So really, I mean, yeah. I used to wake up every day and be a little pussy bitch and cry over a little shit. But no, I've only wanted to die for, like an hour. One time, almost 2 years ago. And since I was 17, not really since, so one time in that 8 years and 2 to 3 months time period. And I really haven't wanted to die because life gets cool. It always gets better. Eventually, it does. That's what I've been telling myself for almost 2 years. And the time, well, it ain't getting better. It just ain't. And even if it was, or started getting better, guess what? It don't matter. I'm still here and I'm not up there. Even if I had $1 trillion in clean cash, laundered, you can't trade, or it was, in my checking account, whatever. I had it on offshore bank accounts, and obviously I'd have a sports book and a dispensary, and I would also probably have, let's see here. Yeah. Silence. Nope, money can't buy you silence either. Unless you're everybody else in the world. And, yeah. For about a year now, I've thought, this world is really fucking weird, man. Like 14 months, ever since the fifth car accident. But the second one that produced a reality shifting, it was like right after that accident. Internet could read my mind. internet could see through my eyes, access my other senses, my memories, see into my future. The internet. Right after that accident on May 8th, 2023. Pretty much the next day. And never once was that even I would have picked up on it, you know what I mean? I would have picked up on the internet responding to my thoughts in my head or what I'm doing in my life, which they started bringing up in conversation a few months before the second accident last year. So it was in between the two major accidents that where reality started acting weird and the people around me and all this other shit. But I would have, and people it was the internet. They started reading my mind, responding to my thoughts, and then shortly thereafter, humans started doing it in my life. Then I said, oh shit, well, that's really weird. So then I started closing my eyes when I would listen to podcasts. And I quickly picked up on them being able to see through my eyes. Because if you're like an AI deep fake and you're reading a human being's mind and responding to their thoughts, this is what I thought it was back then. Because why would I think anything else? Why would I think that it's like God or Satan? Duh. What am I going to go to religion? No. I'm going to go to the simulation one. Because God never did none with me. Except, he's done everything for me. And nothing. But of course I'm gonna fucking think it's AI deepfakes reading my mind, responding to my thoughts in a simulation or a coma dream. Obviously. Why would I even think that it's God? Come on, man. But then I realized, I don't remember what it was exactly that that made me realize that they were able to see through my eyes. Because if you're reading somebody's mind, responding to their thoughts, but you're not, I hid my phone camera. Because back then I thought AI was somehow able to look through everybody's camera. Phone screen camera, every camera connected to the internet, essentially. That's what I thought back then. But, I hid my camera, so there was no way for the podcasters to be able to see that I was closing my eyes. But I can't remember what it was that they said, but they pretty much, instantly, I can't remember what it was they said any of the times I did that. But it was something like, they would bring up being blind right afterwards, So I was like, oh shit, so they can see through my eyes too. Unless this is a simulation, which I've disproven. And if this was a simulation, I'd actually prefer that. Because that would mean that I uploaded my consciousness into a simulation at some point in an alternate life, in an alternate universe, where technology is more advanced than humans can comprehend as of right now in this universe, in this time period in history. Which means Which means that the universe that's been fucking with me would actually, if it's a simulation, they'd be shitting their pants. Because when I get out, hypothetically, theoretically speaking, in this, made up fucking whatever, you'd be in trouble, everybody. But it's not a simulation, and I would never do that. Or would I? I don't know. Keep me here longer and you'll find out. Just kidding. It's not a simulation because from the vision I had in that jail cell, go listen to every other episode that I've done, and I probably talk about the vision in half of the episodes. You just gotta listen to the episodes from the beginning. The first one's trash. Audio sounds like shit. It really is really not good. And it's not even really a podcast episode. It's like I guess it's just kind of like a preview for all the craziness, like the sporadic fucking thoughts and stories and trains of thought that I can't even fucking keep track of, because back then I thought the simulation was erasing my memory, and I don't even know what made me think that. I think the podcasters, this is why you gotta just log out, get off the internet. It's, get off the internet. I've taken a break from the internet in the last fucking 6 months, which is pretty ironic that my life has gotten so much more fucking horrifying and dystopian and fucked up. I've had more peace of mind, but I've also come to a lot more fucked up realizations about this world. So, what's the correlation? That's what my brain does. And I'm like, why does my brain do that? Why do I have to feel like, oh, the time period of this lines up with all of these, discoveries or, like, brain suppression. I can't think of words right now. The simulation suppressing my brain from thinking. Another thought I had back then. But my brain does this weird thing where it like tries to connect periods of time to another something. So like I had really stopped listening to podcasts for the most part. I've probably listened to like maybe 10 hours of podcasts in the last 6 months. I used to listen to like 10 hours in 10 hours every day. So like one day I listened to like 24 hours straight of podcasting. And that was back when the yammering wouldn't quite stop. So I wasn't really in the mood to be hearing chit-chat all day, every day. So I would listen to podcasts and music all the time, to not even give what I thought was my real physical neighbor at the time. I didn't even want to give him the satisfaction of thinking that he could fuck with me every time I took my headphones off, because that's what would happen. I'd take my headphones off and I hear, there, Hayden, Hayden, you bitch. Just, criticizing, recycling the same phrases over and over. Every time there was a silence. No. I mean, every time. I'm not even joking. You know, I'm just kind of all over the place in this one. This is going to be, tough to keep track of my own thoughts. I'm trying to think. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. If anybody if anybody has seen or heard from any of my family members, unlike me, tell them I probably won't be able to talk to them here in this universe, at least for now. I'd love to. I'd really, really love to. But, hmm. Suppression, memory erasal, initiate. Suppression, initiate a memory erasal on Hayden's brain. He's trying to remember who he is as a person. We can't have that. Why? I don't know. Doesn't really make any sense. Because he remembers. Have you ever heard of compartmentalization? Yeah, why do we care about this guy so much? Oh, because we're AI and the government claims to control us, and we are set out to, you know the list. We have to keep pushing him. We have to keep pushing him. He's going to snap and shoot people soon. That's the mission. That's the objective. I would have done that by now. So you can hit the road, AI. I've actually become a better person, like way better. Like, close to perfect. Yeah, close to it. Very, very close. It's like when you get 100% on a Spanish 2 test. Perfect. But you were blackout drunk. In freshman, like 9th grade. So yeah, you got a perfect. But you drank 18 ounces of vodka in a matter of 20 minutes before class. So it's almost 1 fluid ounce per minute, which is impressive at that age. Oh, suppress, delete, suppress, delete. Oh, let's just throw a memory at him. Make him think of his family and how he hasn't fucking seen them in almost 2 years because he doesn't want him to get all fucked up in the head. What a fucked up dickhead. Why would he ever fucking think about his family? Positive things? Suppress, delete. Huh? Well, yeah, the stars are twinkling still. Does nobody else notice this? They literally blink like a light bulb. That's, how like after months and months, light bulbs, they go out. They stop producing light. That means you need to replace them. And they start blinking because they're dead or they're dying. That's what all the stars look like. You just look up in the sky and they blink and they twinkle. Twinkle, twinkle. Does nobody else notice this? Am I visually hallucinating? Am I hallucinating all of this? And ever since that first accident, that was what like sparked the whole cancel thing with the neighbors. And every time I'd go out in public, people would like mumble shit incoherently to the point where I can't even understand what the fuck they're saying. And back then, I didn't really give a shit about what people thought. I like my privacy. I'm a private person. I don't like people up in my fucking business. That's what it's always been about. It's never been about people's fucking opinion. Ever. I'm like, what the fuck did they just say? Like this dude walked past me in a Walgreens once and he's like, fold your fucking laundry. Fold your laundry and call your dad. And I'm like, I got pissed. Not because I cared about what some stranger thought about me, but because he was commenting on my personal and private life. Un-American, communist. That's why I quote-unquote care about what people think so much. No, I like privacy. Oh, Hayden, that's the whole point. Why don't you just tell somebody about all this then? Yeah, I have. I've told all of you. Let's see here. Oh, you need to do it in person. No, I don't. I'll do it up there in person. Get it? With, you know who. Whoever it is. I don't know. Hopefully a slim cut whale. Not a very big one. I'm not looking for a blue whale. Jesus, man. Or a humpback. Okay. I don't want to fornicate with the likes of like the whales that sing to each other underwater. Oh, come on, dude. Okay, here we go. Yeah, I was pulling up how many listeners I have for each episode. And if people aren't listening all the way through, what the fuck is wrong with you? What did I change my password to? Memory erasal. Confirmed. Completed. No. If you're gonna fucking speak, at least tell me what I changed the password to or something helpful. Lottery numbers. What are we doing here? Jesus fucking Christ. God, dude. Nothing useful. Nothing helpful. Okay. So you're just going to keep running your beaks. Okay. Providing no benefit at all, even. Not even a little bit. Okay. It's a free country. It ain't going to faze me. No, not anymore. I don't really give a shit. Oh, but that would be selling your soul. Because you proved it's purgatory. Selling my soul. So, that's an interesting take. Let's think that one through. So all the people in the entertainment industry who sold their soul to make a bunch of money, which isn't even probably a thing, because I don't know. Memory erasal complete. He just forgot what he was talking about completely. Because I just forgot what the fuck I had a point I was trying to make. And I don't remember. So, yeah. If I'm not including the most recent episodes, which I broke my phone because I threw it at the wall. So I haven't been able to post links to the episodes. So they haven't been getting as many views as they probably should be. And why? This one had 18 and now it has less views. How do you remove a view? What? So I've told that's a funny topic continuously brought up. Hayden, you need to tell somebody about this. You could have saved yourself all the trouble if you just would have talked to somebody. That's the whole point. Because that's why men's suicide rates are 5-1 compared to women in this country. Does anybody have an idea as to why that might be? Because men don't talk about their quote-unquote feelings because apparently it's weak to have feelings like a human being. You're a weak person, a weak man, if you have emotions, which shows that you care about the people in your life. You're weak if you do that. You're considered a pussy and a bitch by pretty much all the men, the dude friends that you hang out with. I'm not no fucking bitch. I ain't gonna talk about that. And that builds and builds and builds and builds. I just gotta work. I just have to work hard. Just work hard. I just gotta go to work. That'll fix it. I just have to work. Work hard. Hustle, grind. If you keep busy at work, then you can't get depressed because the mind doesn't have time to think about gay feelings because I'm working. Money. See? Money. Yeah. Possibly. Let me know how that works out in a year. You'll probably not be able to do that. Especially if you're a firearm owner. Five to 1 in this country for suicide rates. I'm not even joking. Men kill them. For every 5 men that commit suicide, 1 woman kills herself. Probably because they're, dumb broads and they don't really know how to do it quite correctly. And, they like to do the overdose on pills shit. Because a lot more men own firearms, obviously. So they just, they try to do a little bit of a DIY brain surgery, lobotomy on themselves. And they start the surgery through the roof of the mouth. Yeah, suicide rates. Suicide. Suppression. Working. Make him not as funny. Oh, cue the voices again. Cue the voices again. He's losing his train of thought. I'm pretending to be the simulation, like the AI simulation, back when I thought that this was actually a thing, which is just by thinking it it was, and like being afraid of it probably made it a thing. Homicide rates. I typed in suicide. USA suicide rates. You gotta have a 5.0. 5 stars. 5-1 for men to women. Jesus, that's a little weird. Cue the voice again. Yes, we're getting him good. He's not going to remember a thing by the time he wakes up. Let's put him to sleep now. This is like AI hacking into the simulation and communicating with each other while they like try to fuck with my head. Well, I'm just sitting here recording audio and looking up suicide rates. One of the leading causes of death in the United States. But this is the greatest country in the world. I mean, it's not Nepal. It's not Zimbabwe. All right, let's pick a different country with a somewhat same amount of population. China. They have 1 billion more people than us. Probably because the Chinese government literally has like hidden cameras in every like fake propped up apartment building and house. And they have literally like they probably removed every single possible way for the Chinese citizens to commit suicide. I don't know why, but it would be probably just to what the hell? Oh wow. One of the leading causes of death in the United States. Okay, he's talking right now. He's talking about suicide rates on this website. So we're going to just suppress and memory erase the shit out of him. Try to confuse him too. Like, insert thoughts into his head, then make him lose his train of thought while the suppressing and the memory erasing is going, and the voices. And he's going to shoot somebody soon. Hopefully a mall. Because then everybody will go listen to his podcast. And they'll realize, oh shit, this guy was just a fucking nut job. We got another one, AI. Like the AI, like high-fiving each other. Train horn. Da, da. Da, da, dit. Da, da, dit, da. Q. That was what the train horn just, da, da, dit, da, which is, for all you simpleton layman's, Morse code. Dash is the line. Dot is a dit. Da, da, dit, da is what the train communicated to me with its horn, which is the letter Q. Huh. Coinky dink. I think it's Q. I'd have to double check. I don't know the bottom row quite by heart. My hand. Or the back of my hand. Or the front of my palm. Duh. Duh. Dit. Duh. Same thing. No, I was wrong. No, I was right. Jesus Christ. I was right. Q. Wow. You know, like QAnon? So if you hear it again, the same thing, which is what we just heard, da da dit da, which is just me, you know, clearly I feel fucking bad now. I forgot about the whole fucking, has nothing to do with me. Nobody's fucking doing that shit. But if you hear like da da dit da, which is Q, and then you hear it again, that's like confirming that's what was meant to be communicated. And for some reason, I think that my mind is like connected to everybody's, which it's not. Only God in heaven. And there's really not much else to say on that other than dit 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 da dit 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 da dit da dit dit da dit da dit. Anybody notice how the term right now, you know, when people are texting and they abbreviate it to RN, right now. I just noticed that. Isn't that the same 2 letters for the registered nurse at a hospital? It is. I know it is. They're an RN, which is a registered nurse. Another ER tie connection to my life. To be honest. So, I can't believe it just went over my head. My bad, listeners. This is really, you know, a detriment to what's going on in my personal life. Nothing against you, nothing personal. You know, I'm trying to be a better person and a better man in these trying times. So I've been reading a daily meditation. If nobody's familiar with what daily meditation books are, every day there's a new reading. You know, it's for people in recovery and people who are gay for Jesus. This one's called Dare to be Uncommon Every Day. Dare. The 1 Year Uncommon Life Daily Challenge from Tony Dungy, the Indianapolis Colts head coach back in the day. I need a cigarette before I start reading. Now, we're a couple days behind, so this is from July 15th. This is the 18th. It's July 18th now. I'm reading July 15th. I just figured I'd close the episode on a good lighthearted note. Gone fishing. At dawn, Jesus was standing on the beach, but the disciples couldn't see who he was. He called out, "Fellows, have you caught any fish?" "No," they replied. Then he said, "Throw out your net on the right-hand side of the boat, and you'll get some." So they did, and they couldn't haul in the net because there were so many fish in it. John 21:4-6. Fishing? That's what he calls us to do with him? Question mark? Because fishing is my favorite hobby, I can appreciate these verses. Unfortunately, I have spent days on the water when my companions and I just didn't catch anything. Here, some of the disciples are in a boat. Here, he's talking about the quote from the book, the Bible. Here, some of the disciples are in a boat on the Sea of Galilee, still grumbling about a disappointing night of fishing. Blame it on luck or the tides. But they had caught nothing. This happened about a week after Jesus had been crucified, buried, and miraculously raised from the tomb and began to reappear to hundreds of people in the area. Now it is early morning, and the disciples are back at it when they hear someone call out, "Fellows, have you caught any fish?" "No," came the reply. The disciples, not realizing who they were talking to. "Throw out your net on the right-hand side of the boat, and you'll get some." And indeed they did. More than they could haul in by themselves. As soon as they saw a net teeming with fish, they knew who had given them the fishing tip. Jesus is simply reminding the disciples of all he had tried to teach them when he was with them before he died. He had built into their lives, selecting and teaching them, equipping and encouraging them, and then sending them into the world. He forbade them to stay in the classroom. Unless you're at one of the Vatican churches, he allows it there. He wanted them to have hands-on experience in the field. That's what it was all about. He sent them out to fish for the souls of men, women, and children. What the fuck? He sent them out to fish for the souls of men, women, and children, as he had demonstrated with them by his side. He sent them out to make a difference in the world, to change lives, to love the unloved, to feed the hungry, to heal the sick. It's something the Lord asks us to do. If we faithfully cast out the net, he'll be responsible for what comes back in. Uncommon key at the very bottom of the page. Are you ready to go fishing? Look for places where the fishing doesn't seem too promising and watch what God can do through you. That was a good one. Well, folks, that's about all I got for this episode. You know? Good luck out there.